483 days till midterm elections. Let's begin. So today's Senate seat is Bill Cassidy's out of Louisiana. I'm really excited to talk about Bill Cassidy's Senate seat, or should we call him Dr. Bill Cassidy, physician, gastroenterologist out of Louisiana. Clearly, Bill Cassidy doesn't care much about his patients or people in general, because he is totally fine with taking people's health care away from them, which is not very doctorly of you. I don't know what kind of oath you took as a doctor, but it doesn't seem like the kind of doctor I'd want working on me. Bill Cassidy is 67 years old, almost a dinosaur. I'm just going to go ahead and loop him in with the dinosaurs because he'd be dinosaur age if he got reelected again. Let's talk about what he's done. In 2008, he was first elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, where he was a representative from 2008 to 2015. 2015, he won his U.S. Senate seat, which he has held from 2015. He re-won it in 2020, and he will be trying again for that seat in 2026. A couple things I found really interesting about Dr. Cassidy, if you will, that probably worried me the most were, number one, in 2017, he and Lindsey Graham brought up legislation to repeal the Affordable Care Act. Repeal the Affordable Care Act. As a doctor, take health insurance away from more people, okay? As a physician, he wanted to take health insurance away from more people. He also was always very pro-vaccine, and many people believed that he would be one of the Republican senators that would not ultimately vote to confirm RFK as head of Health and Human Services because he was pro-vaccine and he was very outspoken about it, and he knew that putting someone like RFK into that position could greatly affect the medical care in the United States of America. However, at the end of the day, he still voted yes, which to me means he can make backroom deals, he can be bought, and there's something that we're not seeing. There's something behind the scenes that we're not seeing. And I'm not just saying it's Republicans at this point, because Democratic senators as well, but we are seeing them make backroom deals. We are seeing them be bought to change their minds, to vote in the way that the administration wants them to. They're not voting for the people, they're voting for the administration so they can line their pockets with more money. Don't forget that. This is the 2020 election that Bill Cassidy last re-won his seat in, and I think it's really interesting because clearly he won by a great majority. However, the next three top candidates are all Democratic candidates, and this is where I personally think the Democrats just step on their own dicks. We cannot rally behind one candidate. If we could rally behind one candidate and put all of our time, effort, and money behind one single candidate, then maybe we could actually change people's minds. Maybe we could actually vote out some of these incumbent Republican seats. That is really important in this particular race, especially seeing that the next top three were all Democrats. They were all Democrats. If we could get all of these people here to one Democrat and then get some of these votes and some of these votes to flip, we have a chance. We have a chance. I also think Louisiana is a very interesting state because they often have Democrats as their governors. And you know, it's not impossible to get a seat for a Democrat there. So I do think this is a really important race to watch. I also think that Bill Cassidy has got to go. It's clear that he does not have the best interests of his people in mind, because how are you a physician and you want to take away people's health insurance? It doesn't make sense to me. Let's talk 2026. As of now, the only Democrat that I've seen put their hat in the race for Louisiana would be John Bel Edwards. I believe he was the previous governor of Louisiana. I don't live in Louisiana. I don't know much about him. He kind of seems like he's a little bit more conservative than what I personally would want. But again, I don't live in Louisiana. So I need someone from Louisiana. Again, come in here, comment, let me know if you could be the person of contact. Let me know if you've heard of anything that's going on in these races in Louisiana, because I don't know if that's necessarily who we want to get behind. However, I also know that we need to get behind the strongest candidate, and we need to make sure that we're not giving a million other candidates to vote for. We need to put our time, money, and effort behind one candidate to take this seat from Bill Cassidy. Couple quick housekeeping things, just because I know I'm getting like so many questions. I'm starting an email. I'm reach out to someone to help me with an email and possibly a newsletter, because I think that would be really helpful. I also have heard all these rumblings about us losing TikTok for real in March of 2026. So TBD on where we'll be going after that. And then the third thing is, I know a lot of people were asking about a Discord. I'm going to reach out to a couple people about Discords. I personally hate Discord. I know a lot of people seem to want them and seem to like them, so I have no problem doing that. I just don't think I want to spearhead the Discord, because I don't like Discord personally. So if someone wants to help me spearhead the Discord and kind of be like that's like your thing to own, I would be very happy with that. As always, we're going to flip the fucking Senate. We're going to flip the fucking Senate. That's all I have to say. We're going to flip the fucking Senate.